Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Fahd Dawood. I talk about real estate internationally, your and my life and our path to financial freedom. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, press the bell icon. When this whole Corona thing started, I made a promise to myself. I'm going to truly reach out to those mentors who stand out in their industries, learn from them and share their learnings with others. One such mentor, I want to share a key principle of his in this video, something that I have unconsciously applied to my life, and I feel that if you learned and applied to your life as well, success wouldn't be very far from you in all avenues that you endeavor in, right? So the mentor's name who I picked up is Fahd Dawood. He's a huge multi-billion dollar hedge fund manager. He's one of those people who called the global financial crisis before it actually happened, and he's a very down-to-earth person. He's super wealthy, so he doesn't need to make a lot more money for himself. He's in that part of his life. He's over 70 years old. He wants to impart knowledge and give it out to people and share it with others so that they can benefit from his life principles and work principles. In one of his seminal works, it's called Principles, he gives a brief principle at the very start of the book, and something I really it resonated with me big time, and I want to share that with you right now, and I hope that you're going to be able to apply that in your life as well. Okay, he essentially talks that a key principle that every successful person has to imbibe and really live through is you gotta have to want to and actually strive for a lot, and at the same time you have to fail well. Okay, what does he mean by that? He essentially, by failing well, he essentially means that you have to be able to, while you want and desire a lot, you have to experience big failures at the same time. And the reason you gotta have big failures is because big learnings come out of them. However, when he says strive for a lot but fail well, essentially what he says, do not fail so dramatically, so drastically, so as to get completely knocked out of the game, right? And we see that happening with people sometimes. They go out there, they try to, they put all their eggs in one basket, they bet big, and I'm totally for that, right? So I'm a believer who always believes in burning the boats and going ahead and taking the island, not looking back, not putting your feet in two boats. However, I've always been cautious the way I've done business, the way I approached real estate. So my first 3 investments, I actually partnered with other investors who had more money in the investment and had more experience with the investment, how to choose it, how to invest the money, how if things went south, how to exit from the investment, right? Because I was not just young, but I didn't have that much money either. The second step I did was I went into being an agent. I went into being a broker myself, right? Because I wanted to learn the ins and outs. But it wasn't just about helping others money. Remember, my aim was always I wanted to become an investor, a real estate, wealthy real estate investor with a portfolio of billions and billions of dollars, right? But I wanted to learn at the feet of these investors. So not only did I learn from experienced investors who taught me a thing or two, or actually more than a thing or two, I learned from a lot of other people who were selling real estate as well. What made real estate sell, what made it tick, and what made investors be able to make money. So this has been my approach, whereas sometimes I find investors, they get pulled by their nose over emotion, right? So I have this personal story of mine, a good friend of mine. He approaches me and he asks me, look, I live in a big family, but we live in one big apartment. It was, I think, a 3 or 4 bedroom apartment. What we're thinking of doing is getting 2 or 3 apartments together so that all of us together, our family can live in one building close to each other, right? But this is about 4 or 5 years ago. Him or his brother or his father go into a launch by one of these large developers. They end up buying a 3-bedroom townhouse because it seems like such a great opportunity, shouldn't be missed, because they're lucky enough to have a token to be in there. They put their money down. Today, obviously he's not living in that townhouse. His family's still struggling to be able to find a property that suits all their needs, but because they put all their money into this place, they couldn't really back out, because if they did, they'd fail so miserably, their entire savings would be wiped out, right? So part of the process of failing well is to actually follow a process, learn about the process, use and trusted advisor, right? I actually have a tried and tested process that I put up on realestatesecretsmap.com that you can actually utilize, because it takes you from A to B, and because you've got somebody like myself who's put it out there, it's free, just pay for shipping and handling. I'll send it out to you for free. Because you've got somebody like me holding your hand every step of the way, the chances of you failing too magnanimously and drastically big and getting the wind knocked out of you are slimmer and thinner, right? So you don't become a casualty of the investment world. Same thing applies to people who go out there, buy their dream home, but take out this big, fat, massive mortgage so that if they, God forbid, lose their job, they're going to pretty much get wiped out and not be able to make payments on that house, right? I don't think that those are smart investments. I think you should be able to assess worst case scenarios before you make those investments, right? I had another investor approach me the other day, and she was like, basically, we bought a property, but you can't live in here, but now I want another property, which is a townhouse, but I don't have the money for a down payment. And another agent had recommended that they should just take out a mortgage on this property, because if they try to sell it right now, it's going to be very they're going to lose money. The market's not in favorable conditions for sellers. And this other agent said, just take a mortgage, right, and put the down payment on this. This is a disaster waiting to happen, right? Because you're going to be so tied up in two liabilities. God forbid anything dramatic happens, it has the chances of wiping you out completely, right? So the lesson again, right, is strive for a lot, right? You're not going to make money if you're not aggressive, right? Get out there, right? But at the same time, fail well. And fail well means have big enough failures so that you get big enough lessons, but don't fail so big that it wipes you completely out. It's not going to be in your or your family or your future generations' well-being, right? So take your steps, calculate them, be okay to failing, but don't get wiped out. It's very critical. Check me out. There's a few other videos that would help you, especially in this Corona situation. Hit the subscribe button, press the bell icon. If you want to work well with me one-on-one, you can WhatsApp me. If you've got generic questions, you can still WhatsApp me or hit me up in the comment section. I always reply. Check you out soon. Talk to you. Bye-bye.